everybody, I'm back here, not with a lengthy explanation or story review, but with a Q&A for you guys. I like to do small ones like these on Instagram sometimes, but once a year I kind of want to do a video one too, just for fun. These were all questions submitted via Instagram and the YouTube community tab, so let's just get into it because I have nothing else to say. Alright, question 1 is, how did you meet Cyan? Well, I've been watching his videos for a long time, since maybe late 2019, early 2020. We first really interacted when I sent him this email, after wanting to do a How Deep Can I Go audiobook. I felt the need to get his permission for some reason. I expected something like, sure kid, knock yourself out, but I got a pretty enthusiastic yes instead, actually. I made quite a few of those How Deep Can I Go audiobook things, but couldn't really keep it up, could I? We didn't really interact much outside of some comments on the videos though. Then I stopped watching his content for maybe a year or so, and when I came back, one of his videos was in my recommended. I started binge watching his videos, and when the pandemic hit, I was stranded at home, so I started reading his stories and comics. Then I joined his server in about January of 2022, and I remember in February of that year, I sent him a DM when I was resolving something with the server. And in return, he asked me if I want anything in return. I remember saying I wanted Beatrice and a hoop skirt, because I really love hoop skirts, you know? And he made this piece of art, which I still treasure really well. I think the design is even her wedding dress. I'd have to go back and see. But yeah, ever since then we've been pretty good friends. At least I think so. I should get him on a video here that's not just doubling as a school assignment. The next question is, what are your favorite and least favorite characters or types of characters to write? Well, my least favorite type of character to write is probably some kind of flat static character. Meaning that the character is very shallow and one-sided in their personality, and they don't change over the course of the story. These are actually very painful to write for me. My least favorite actual character to write is probably Skip and Sophie. They're just so underdeveloped that they're hard to write, and I don't ever know what to do with them. And I don't think Cyan does either, if I'm being honest. My favorite kind of hero to write is probably the anti-hero, because there's just a lot less rules they have to abide by. I like a character who can bend the rules a little bit. Sue me. That's why I love, comic characters like Moon Knight and Lethal Protector Venom, Finally enough comics segue into my next thing, which is my favorite character to write, probably Grift, if I had to say. He's very much based on like Marvel Comics Wolverine kind of thing. I'm sure you can tell if you've ever read Wolverine or ever read Grift. Next question is, what's your favorite and least favorite thing about writing? My favorite thing about writing is probably seeing the reactions and the reception to my work. To me, the true reward is kind of seeing how people enjoy the work, or how they speculate or freak out about, what's happening, which makes it worthwhile in the end to me and keeps me going, really. As for my least favorite, just like artists, it's the writer's block. It's a real bitch and it hits really hard. It can set me behind weeks in scheduling and even like a month or so in releases. Why are you so gorgeous? I really don't know. I just wake up in the morning and take a shower. What are your plans for the future? I'll throw up my planned stories I want to write at some point on screen now, and as you can see, I have a lot of plans, and we'll see if these all come to fruition. Though I like to think I always deliver at some point, even if I take a while. And the next video I have lined up will be on Avon's gender transition arc from the Tree of Idiots, since that won the polls I asked. After that, I imagine I'll have my 2024 writing retrospective in January or December, and after that, I have a few ideas like comic analysis, story analysis, summaries, dubs, maybe some other fun projects. Who knows really? Would you rather know how you died or when you died, and why? To be perfectly transparent, I'd like to know neither to stop myself from living out the rest of my days in paranoia, but assuming I couldn't change my death date or method, I guess I would just want to know the day, so I could live out my few days, making the most of the time I have left. I also work a lot better when I know my deadline. What's your favorite breed of moth? I would say definitely the Virginian tiger moth, because of this picture I took one time of one that stuck to my window. They're so cute and fuzzy and adorable. Do you like board games or video games better? I like video games better, because I don't usually have the friends for a board game. I also like the option of playing a game on my own, Although if anyone likes to play Smash Bros. Or Mario Kart Online, just send me a message. What's your favorite musical? Probably Hairspray. I just love the story and the music. Mostly the music. I love the music. Although Little Shop of Horrors, West Side Story, Grease, and Lucky Stiff are all riding right behind it. Next question. What instruments do you play? I play mainly saxophone, tenor and alto, mostly. Additionally, I can play piano and drums. I'm also pretty novice at guitar, but I know the theory of how it all works. What's your favorite instrument, if not the one you're playing right now? My favorite instrument, other than the one that I, play right now, which is saxophone, is probably either organ or bass. I think they're both really cool. Do you draw? Here's some photos from my old sketchbook. I don't really draw anymore, but every once in a while I get an itch to make something. I spend pretty much all my time writing or making music these days. Do you plan on making more books? Yeah, I do. I want to get a physical copy of everything I write at some point. Me and 3 other people have a physical copy of Max's story. I actually have 2 copies. But Cyan has the one and only physical copy of How Deep Can I Go on the Planet, actually. It's my rewrite, but I didn't even have one for myself. It was also a very thick book. Believe me, it was huge. But yes, at some point I do want to print more books. What is your character's species? She's a Carvation, frog variant. Just like a bunch of my favorite characters from Cyan, plus the species of his own persona. If you want to know more about them, just read this thing. You'll understand them a lot better. You'll find it on Cyan's Tapas page, with the rest of his comics and stories. Do you have pets? Yep, 4 cats. Buster, Layla, Nika, and Hero. And our final question, which do you like more? Reading or writing? For me, that's kind of like asking if I prefer breathing in or out, but I guess I'd say I like writing more. I like the ability to create more than the ability to consume. Alright, and that's all the questions that were thrown my way for the 2024 Q&A video. If you got any more questions, feel free to still ask them in the description, and I'll answer them as best I can. But thanks for your question, guys. I really appreciate it. There's not much left for me to say, really, but have a great day, stay beautiful, and goodbye.